Hey everyone, welcome to Live with Ease. My name is Julia, and in this video we are going to focus on a practice to awaken the spine. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, to get the blood flowing through that spine, energizing the spine, which will feed through or to the whole entire body. Yeah, we want to explore and find that mobility and suppleness, that youthfulness. Let's find our youth through our spine, why don't we? Okay. So I believe the spine to be the core as it houses our central nervous system. So it's a very, very important part of who we are and our bodies. So we need to protect it, we need to keep it healthy, and we need to keep it moving. Okay, so if you know someone who could benefit from a practice like this, be sure to share this video, and also if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so why don't we get started? So we're going to start in a seated position, so get comfortable whether you're sitting on your heels, cross-legged, sitting on some folded blankets or towels or a bolster. Whatever suits you best in this moment, okay? So let's take a second to find our sit bones on whatever support is underneath us. Again, whether it's the ground, the towel, your heels, whatever it may be. Take a moment to really sense its contact, sit bones contact to the ground or with the ground. And with every exhalation, allow them to sink deeper and deeper into the earth. And then send your mind's eye to the center. So from the sit bones, start to draw your awareness closer to the center, where we'll meet the center and the back of the pelvis will meet the tailbone. So the base of the spine, the end of the spine, the tail of the spine. See if you can imagine the tailbone in your body, and each time you exhale, it's drawing towards the earth. Good. And then we're going to take our awareness back to the sit bones. We're going to drink up the beautiful healing energy from the earth. Soak it up through the tailbone or through the sit bones. Come to the center, through the tailbone, and then work your way up the spine till you get to the belly. And then as you exhale, wash the spine with that warm breath or cooling breath, whatever you prefer. Down, back down the spine, tailbone, sit bones to the earth. Yeah, so you're going to drink up through the sit bones, tailbones, up the spine to the back of the waist or the lower spine, which lies the belly as well. So we will breathe into the belly there, and then as you exhale, send that energy and breath back down the spine to the earth. Let's try that a few times. Good. And maybe this time on your exhalation, you can add a little sound. Some audio here, so something more audible, like a ha. So see if you can feel the vibration of your sound kind of rattling off any excess tension on the spine. As you exhale, and send the breath down the spine, tailbone, sit bones, earth. Good. Excellent. So this time let's drink up that breath further up the spine, all the way to the thoracic spine, so the part of the spine between the shoulder blades and also the length of the rib cage. So as we bring the breath to that part of the spine, we're going to feel the expansion in the belly, then the chest cavity and rib cage. And then as we exhale, sending that breath back down the body, down the spine, tailbone, sit bones down, and then you can let out that sounding exhalation or that exhalation with a ha, and see if you can feel the vibration relaxing, softening off the tension around the spine. Here we go. Inhale, drink up through the sit bones, tailbones, lower spine, upper spine. Exhale, down the spine we go. Good, and as you continue to exhale and allow the tailbone to draw towards the earth, do you gain a sense of a lightward or a light growth upwards? Yeah, so perhaps the top and the back of the skull lengthening up in the opposite direction, so away from the tailbone, away from the earth. Again, you can ha the breath down the spine, and then notice the rebound upward. Ha. One more time. Good. So throughout our practice, we want to aim to think of the spine lengthening, so the skull and the tailbone lengthening away from each other, so that we can find the space between the vertebrae to increase spinal mobility. Okay? So from here, then let's take an inhale and extend the spine. So as you extend the spine, again, that tailbone is not going too far back, but more down to the earth and out, and then the skull up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, curl the spine back, drop the chin, drop the head. Good, let's try this a few times. Inhale, exhale, flexion. Again, inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, flex the spine. Good. One more. Good. And then let's come back to the center and imagine that we are sitting in a barrel. So the opening of the barrel is just above the head. Okay? You can imagine that you're sitting in a barrel of beer or wine, whatever you like. And so what we're going to aim to do is see if we can touch each part of the torso to the inner part of the barrel. Yeah, so we can start by taking the right side of the rib of the body, right rib cage, right side of the ribs to the right side inner wall of the barrel, and then circling, follow that round inner wall so we get to the back of the barrel, left side of the barrel, front of the barrel. Good. So take this circle at whatever pace feels good. Ooh, really get into those sensations. Good, and of course, switch directions at any point. Yeah. Oh, if you want to add the audible vibrating sound of the exhalation. Good. Excellent. Nice. And then let's come back to the center. And then we're going to take the arms nice and wide, open the arms out, opening the heart, the body, the mind for loving kindness. And then exhale, give yourself a big hug. If you want to drop the chin, the shoulders a little bit, let's take 2 more of those. Inhale, open. Exhale, big hug. 1 more. Oh yeah, good job. Excellent. And let's release the arms, rolling the shoulders back. And then rolling forward. Good. If you want to take just a few neck rolls to one side and then the other, we're going to come on to our hands and knees. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll flip onto our hands and knees. And then we're going to just take a moment to extend the leg, one leg back, curl the toes under. Yeah, and then you can roll the ball of the foot along the ground. Good. Excellent. And then switch legs on your own time, just to give the legs a little love after being crossed or sat on for a little bit. Good. Good, good, good. And then from here, we're going to play around with that flexion and extension as we did sitting. So we can dome the spine up towards the ceiling, dropping the skull. Yeah, dropping that tailbone again so they're lengthening away from each other. And then as we move to the extension or back bend, think more of the lengthening in the spine, again, rather than collapsing in the lower back and the back of the neck. Yeah, this is going to create compression in these areas that are already easily able to concave or extend. So they're already naturally curved in an extension. So we don't want to aggravate that. We want to, again, find space in those areas of the spine. So again, I can think of a string attached to the tailbone and the top of the head, and if someone's on either end, gently pulling them away from each other so I move more towards lengthening than compressing. Good. And so moving in and out of flexion and extension on your own time. So a breath, you can go with whatever breath pattern feels right for you. So that could be exhaling in the flexion, inhaling in the extension, or you can inhale. This is my personal favorite. Inhaling as I dome. Exhaling, moving into the extension. Good. And then if you wanted to add a little more movement here, you can flex the spine, dome the spine, and send the pelvis towards the heels, only as far down as it's comfortable. And then you're going to scoop through into the extension, bending the elbows and scooping through or snaking through. Good. Make sure the head is like a silent passenger coming for the ride. Good. Good, 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 good. And then you may want to take a little bit of a downward dog, so curling the toes under, walking the hands to the legs, and just take a gentle downward dog if you like. If downward dog is unappealing to you at this moment, you can just go back to extending one leg back and then switching legs. Good. Good. And then eventually coming back to the hands and knees. And we're going to work now, much like we did sitting with that barrel analogy or visual. And we're going to start in the pelvis, and then we're going to work into the rib cage and upper back. Yeah, so if I were to come on my hands and knees and imagine this time that I have a pencil attached to my tailbone and it's sticking out that way. And we're gonna simply draw circles on the wall behind us with the pencil that's connected to the tailbone, okay? So here we go with the circling in the pelvis. So let's draw circles on the wall behind us. Of course, you can take the circle one way a few times, change it, change the direction at any point, moving back and forth. And something to think about here is it might be easy to fall into, again, that lower back. But see if you can think of the pencil when it moves to the extension, that it's going straight to the wall, rather than up towards the ceiling. So it might be more of a half a circle, a semicircle, or maybe 3/4 circle. Good. Oh, delicious, delightful, juicy, juicy, juicy. Good. Nice. Good. And then let's move that. You can shake out the pelvis if you like. And then we're going to move the circling into the rib cage and upper back. This is my favorite. So again, let's imagine we're in our barrel now. Barrel's on its side. Opening is in front of us this way. And I want to think of, again, each part of the rib cage or torso making contact with the inner wall of the barrel. So I can start doming the spine. So I'm getting to the top part of the barrel and then moving to the right side, bottom, left, top. Good. Something that helps me with this exercise and what I personally love is taking the hands slightly wider and turning them in. Yeah. So I can bend comfortably in the elbows. Good. And then be sure to circle the other way. If you want to add your sounding, vibrating exhalation, to rattle off any excess tension. Good. And then let's see if we can get the lower body and the upper body circling together. So it might feel a bit awkward, but give it a try. If that doesn't appeal to you, just work on one or the other or switch back and forth. But you might find that when you really get into one part of the circling or of the body, the upper or lower part, the other one will follow. And it just feels real good. Delightful. So see if you can incorporate both the lower and upper body in the circling, and be sure to get that head involved, yeah? Don't hold the head in one place, as that will create tension. Just allow the body to create a ripple effect, a chain reaction. Good. Excellent. Nice work. And then you can go back to a little bit of snaking if you want, just to check in with how the spine feels now versus when you first started flexing and extending. Good. And then from here, let's take a little bit of a twist, to just wring out any, any extra tension. We want to keep, the more we release tension, the more we find that we have, and we can continue to release and release and release. It's like never ending, but at least we're working towards ease and softness, and the release of tension. We're not adding on to it. So a few options for twisting here is little boat or child's pose twist. So I can send my pelvis towards the heels and then take, let's say, the left arm and hand and feed it under the armpit of the right hand and arm, under the armpit of the right arm. And then I can rest my elbow on the ground. I can turn or place the hand under the side of the skull. I'll take a moment here. The other option could be same thing, but from my hands and knees position. So from my cat position, I can take that left hand and arm and feed it under the right armpit, slide, 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 and then tuck the chin down towards the chest, and then rest the side of the skull on the ground for support, planting that right hand, resting the left arm on the ground. And if it feels good or of interest to you or is accessible, you can curl that right foot and then extend that right leg, or walk that right hand above the head a little bit and open out into the twist a little more. Although this version is a deeper twist in the thoracic spine, the version with both knees on the ground, because your pelvis is more leveled, so it creates a deeper rotation. But sometimes this feels just so delightful. So choose your version. Good. And then return back to the center, plant that right hand. Take the left hand from underneath the armpit, so whether you're in child's pose or cat, and then let's try the right side or the left side, feeding the right arm and hand under the left armpit. Again, whether that's child's pose, in child's pose, or in cat. Little keyhole twist with the arms. Good. And then make your way back to the center, bringing the hands back onto the ground. So if you're in child's pose, bringing the hands back onto the earth, curling the toes under, walk the hands to the knees, and let's take our downward dog. Good. And then you can choose to walk the feet to the hands or hands to feet, whatever appeals to you. Yeah. And then find your grounding through your feet. Let the weight of the skull fall. And then inhale, press the feet and rolling up to standing. And then just take a moment while you come upright to just circle the shoulders back and then forward. Good. And then let's come into the middle of our mat. So we're facing the length of our mat. And then we're going to take a moment to really find the feet, let the feet settle. Yeah. And then see if we can go to that point of the spine where the tailbone lies. So sending your mind's eye to the tailbone, to the pelvis. Feel the weight of that pelvis dropping down into the legs, legs to feet, feet to the ground. So the lower half of the body is continuing to drop towards the earth so that we can find that light rebound and growth upwards. Crown of the head. Again, it's not forcing, it's allowing. Yeah, good. So finding that length. The opposite directional. The pelvis and skull moving in opposite directions, away from each other. Good. And then let's take 3 in breaths. So I'm going to inhale, bend the knees and scoop the arms up. And as I exhale, good. 2 more. Lengthening that skull up, tailbone down. 1 more. Good, 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 good. Now let's come to the back of our mat. So now we're facing the width. Yeah, and we're gonna practice a bit of rolling down and rolling up through the spine. So we're gonna work through the succession of the spine as we roll down. So starting by dropping the chin, letting the weight of the skull fall forward, shoulders curling forward. Then I'm going to send the weight of that skull down. The more I let the weight of the skull give over to gravity, the more opportunity I have in releasing the neck. So I'm going to roll down as far as it's comfortable. Bend the knees at any point. Yeah, when you get to the bottom, we're going to do our let out any last bit of exhalation you have. And shake out the arms if you want. Good. And then let's plant the feet as you roll up. Keep the knees bent, dropping the tailbone towards the earth. So I'm not tucking, I'm dropping it down, down, down. So again, I'm not squeezing anything. I'm dropping down as I unroll or unravel the spine back to standing, and the head comes up last. Let's try this 2 more times. Again, only go as far down as it's comfortable for you. So drop the chin, heavy skull, shoulder roll, upper spine, lower spine. Good. And rolling back up. 1 more time, big breath at the top. Exhale, drop the chin. Rolling piece by piece, keeping the curve of the spine as you roll down. Good. And coming back up. Excellent. So this time you're going to Move a little quicker if you choose. So if you want to continue to roll up and down a few times with this arm sequence, please do that. Or if you want to move a little more quickly, what we're going to do is you're going to inhale the arms up, and as they get to the top, you're going to curl the fingers towards each other so that the back of the palms start to touch, and that's going to send your awareness down the middle of the body. As you roll down, you're going to, this is all on an exhalation, so then you're going to exhale and brush out, flick out, throw away the junk you no longer want. Yeah. And then you're going to roll back up. Again, take the arms up, curl the fingers, roll down. Yeah. So let's try that about 3 to 5 times, depending on how fast you go. Okay. So let's try that. Good. And then come up to your standing. Just take a moment, close the eyes, notice how you feel. You start sensing any heat or tingling. Is your spine starting to warm up and become more malleable or mobile, I should say? Good. Excellent. And then you can stay where you are. I'm just going to come to the center just so that you can see. From where you are, we can take a side bend, so you can interlace the fingers, sending the arms above the head. And then as you exhale, plant in both feet and taking a side bend to one side. Inhale, plant the feet, come back to the center, exhale, plant the feet and take your side bend to the opposite side. So again, here I want to find that length. So as I exhale to go over to one side, I'm going to drop the pelvis, tailbone downwards into the feet, and then the skull up and over with the spine. Good. Inhale to the center. Excellent. And then once you come back to the center, interlace or place the hands on opposite elbows and just create a little bit of circling with the arms, getting into that upper spine. Good. And be sure to circle the other way. Rock stars. Yeah. Good. And then shake out the arms. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll. And then forward. And then take your circling of the head if you'd like, the neck. Circling one way then the other, and be sure to take notice or take note of when you go to the back that you're not collapsing in the back of the neck, that you're keeping then the back of the neck nice and long. Good. Excellent. And then let's come back to the center. Take a moment to stand in silence. If you'd like to think of this little mantra as you breathe. So as I inhale, I draw in Earth's energy through the soles of the feet. As I exhale, I stand strong and healthy for myself and humanity. Again, inhale. As I inhale, I draw the healing energy from the earth through the soles of the feet. And as I exhale, I stand strong and healthy for myself and all of humanity. If you'd like, you can finish your practice standing. Yeah, inspiring that confidence and strength. Or you can still inspire those things as you roll down and come back to the ground. And you can either finish sitting or you can finish in Shavasana or legs up the wall. So just take a moment to be in silence, absorb all that delicious movement and breath. You've nourished your body, your spine, and your mind with. Express gratitude towards yourself for making it on your mat today. Getting the body moving in whatever way resonated with you today. And then if you'd like, you can continue to rest here for as long as you'd like. There's no rush coming up. Take your time. It's your practice. If you want to hang out here a little bit longer, that's super, super awesome and cool. Or if you want, you can begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, circle the ankles and wrists. You want to stretch the arms and legs away from each other. So just do whatever you need to finish off. And I just want to take this moment to say thank you for joining me. I hoped that this practice offered you a little more flexibility and mobility in your spine, a little more ease in your spine. Do this every day if you can. It's super, super healthy and beneficial and effective for the whole body, but especially the spine. And of course, like, comment, ask questions, share this video, share this channel. If you are interested in the opportunity to work with me one-on-one, I am offering 20-minute free consultations, so I will put that link down below as well. So just to finish off here, I'll leave you with this little mantra. Placing the palms of the hands together, sending them to the forehead, think love, to the lips, speak love, to the heart center, be love. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat again soon. And until next time, ease into your best life. Namaste.